this game will look like compared to the open was Tarek Morat at the right back position. Thanks to Caleb Richards. By Diakite back and obviously trying to reassemble themselves on the defensive side. Better results than the previous year. That's always nice for ownership group.
Steve Mallock's pretty excited about some plans for a new venue in Raleigh. And Stu Sternberg and the Rays. That turnover falls really kindly for Iwolo, who's unimpeded. Miller stepping inside and walking away is MoKone. Fortune. It's Miller. Renix. Miller leaves it off. Fortune.
Behind Justin Renix. You've got Graham Smith sitting quite deep. You'll have Al-Badawi and Dre Fortune in the middle. There's going to be about a 15 or 20 yard gap. They have to find a way to occupy that, whether it be Renix tucking back into it.
Renix.
Not exactly sure I'm allowed to say it on television.
Highlighter yellow?
It's highlighter yellow.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. I mean, this is when Nike revamped that often. When you have so many numbers compressed in a finite space, it makes it that much more difficult. And right now, they're just sitting back, letting them have their way with it.
This year. This their 24th game. Diakite plays to the feet of MoKone. Off this quick NCFC restart. Renix, not good enough to beat MoKone. It was Fortune in the 19th, Winzati in the 32nd. As North Carolina looks to protect their home field where they've lost just once all year. They do get all 3 points. They're level in the standings with the Rowdies. How good of an actor were you?
Very.
Yeah, okay.
The problem was he usually wasn't acting. Usually arguing. That's what got Winzati. And Ciaz dropping back a bit further. It's frustrating, but he's rotating on this right-hand side to give a little bit of help to Tejada. And then they're just condensing things in the middle. Damoduro is still not something you see on a regular basis. And when I mean that, that's a never. As you see.
Al-Badawi shakes off the defender. Miller. Thought Miller had a goal in him tonight. He has been quite dangerous.
Said we'd see one out of 10.
Dave Sarachan will say it too. We're not at the point anymore where we're saying, can we be 8th, 9th, 10th, get in the playoffs? They're looking, how many home games can we put our...
In the second half, coming out of the dressing room, wasn't the case. Found themselves in trouble time and time again.
Iwolo nearly found Renix. Trailing foot. MoKone have to knock that out. North Carolina corner, 55th. National on the move against Richards. He pulled on the emergency brake again. Found space out wide. Lined by Fortune off of MoKone. Another corner.
Notice with Justin Renix, his ability to process things at such a high level, but when he does get to the time where he has to pull the trigger, not exactly as clinical.
Get another lead 5 minutes out of halftime. You'd love to put the pedal down, be clinical here. Al-Badawi, Miller, falls well.
A little bit, recognized that the numbers weren't there for them. CFC has moved up.
Vicious defensive header. Versatility, perhaps, his ability to play left, right, and center. Making that streaking run down the middle. Cleared away by Comcia.
You got to get him up top. You got to find a way to allow him to run at this back four. And that's not just saying game, and they're running at one defender.
This is a group that did make some significant changes, retooling their strike force mid-season. Chance here, Tejada bounces down. Good block by North Carolina.
Spot on my hip. Didn't like the challenge that came in late.
He brought receipts, didn't he?
Get a better look at his High boot just coming across the body. Grabs the abdomen. Heck of a challenge by Kone. You got to downshift a little bit here and turn up the tempo. Make them pay for it.
All the way back. The hold-up play that set that long ball up that Tejada was actually Homsia.
To put themselves in a much better positions in the final third. Still lacking that equalizer, though.
So often we hear from teams that playing every 3-4 days can really be brutal, and it can. For Tampa Bay, it was a little bit of a different tune. This was really their first bye week.
Again.
But it's funny because he kind of, to be fair, John Hackworth was a season ticket holder for the Rowdies when he was living down in the St. Pete Academy. That was the real big news coming out of the USL. He'll be a really well-missed guy who hopefully sticks around in the community. A Wake